Good morning, everyone. My name is Karen, CEO of AirAsia.com. Really honored to be part of Wild Digital Southeast Asia Virtual Conference Series and share AirAsia.com's journey on how we are actually transforming from ASEAN's airline to be the fastest super app within ASEAN. I want to thank you, Melody, for this opportunity to allow me to join the conference. In the next 15 minutes or so, I'd like to go and share how AirAsia is pivoting from a budget airline to become a super app, anchored in travel and also in lifestyle, powered by data and technology. I also want to go and share how AirAsia is rethinking our customer experience and their needs, and how our product offers need to be relevant in this new post-COVID reality, as well as some key lessons that we've learned as we crisis manage and have to make some pretty tough decisions, but yet not forgetting the DNA of AirAsia, which is about providing jobs, supporting community, and making sure that customers' safety and well-being are our #1 priority. If we can actually go to the first slide, I think one back. Many people would actually, when you are asked about AirAsia, a lot of people would actually have this image coming to mind. Great looking crew, perfect grooming, affordable flights and flying to exotic destinations that only AirAsia flies to. And that's exactly how we've actually built our brand in the past 19 years, as a challenger brand to go and disrupt full service carriers, democratizing air travel so that, like our tagline, we keep saying now everyone can fly. Fast forward to now, we are now the largest low-cost carrier within Southeast Asia. Over the past 19 years, we have already carried over 600 million passengers. In 2019, we flew actually 120 million passengers across the 24 hubs in 7 countries. We used to have 280 aircraft. Quite a few of them are now grounded in KLIA Airport and a few more in the desert. But we are still covering over 160 destinations. Hopefully, when international borders open again, we have 400 routes, of which 25% of those routes are unique to AirAsia, which means that AirAsia is the only carrier that actually flies into those destinations. We are already the largest inbound carrier into Indonesia and China, already covering the 2nd and 3rd tier cities like Balitung, Balikpapan, or in China, Lanzhou, Quanzhou. So in many ways, our DNA has always been ASEAN. And this extensive network coverage allows us to go and accelerate faster as we actually expand AirAsia.com to the rest of the countries. Now, for us to actually go and put a stake and claim that we are now the fastest growing ASEAN super app, we need to make sure that our platform is now a way of life. It is no longer just about connecting people to destination, which is what the airline has been doing. Now, more importantly, we need to go and start building out other verticals, connecting sellers to buyers, cross-border especially, to go and make sure that it's made in ASEAN but loved by the world, whether it is about product or produce. We also need to go and ensure that now we can connect people to people, where communities come together on our community portal, so that you can actually start a group chat to say, hey, who's going to Sabah for scuba diving? Let's go and form a group together. This is now all available on our Connect community. That's why when we start looking at AirAsia.com, it is really about how community meets commerce, facilitating cross-border commerce, so that it's really about not just now everyone can fly. It is really about for everyone, value for everyone, convenience for everyone. You might ask, Karen, there's other super apps already in ASEAN. If you look at the characteristics of other super apps, most of them are actually grounded and anchored in ground mobility within the country, within a particular destination. AirAsia.com is actually the other way around. We are actually anchored in air mobility, inter-country cross-border, which means that our business model has always been about high average basket value. Because we are selling flights, we're not selling a ride hail from your home to your office. So we actually have high average basket value. We have very high affinity. Over 80% of our traffic are organic, coming directly to our site. And we have been able to go and build up a 75 million customer database over the past 19 years. But we actually have low frequency, low velocity. On average, a customer would come to our site maybe 4 to 6 times a year. So what we need to go and do now, if we look at the other super app, which basically has lower basket value because it's mainly grounded in ride hailing, but they have very high velocity, maybe on a daily basis or a twice daily basis. What we need to do now is that we need to go and round out our product portfolio so that we have a barbell. Not only do we have high average basket, we will also go and have high velocity, higher frequency. And that's why when you start looking at the AirAsia.com new travel and lifestyle platform, we have actually unified the entire platform across 3 strategic business verticals. The first one obviously is travel-led. It is basically the right to win. We have already been selling flights. Now for us to go and sell affiliated products, whether it is hotel, whether it is a bundle of flights and hotel, it's basically our right addressable market and our right to win. And the reason why we feel very strongly about travel-led as an OTA, as a challenger OTA, is because we are the only OTA in ASEAN with Metro. We are the only OTA that's backed by an airline. What does that mean? That means that we have absolute control of our pricing lever and our yield curve 365 days. Every single sector, every single route, every day of every week. Whilst other OTAs may be pulling flight inventory from aggregator platform, we actually understand and know what is the yield curve and load factor for every single flight. And that gives us a unique advantage of being able to go and bundle unsold inventory with hotels, directly sourced hotels, so that we can go into the market with best price guarantee. So that's the travel-led piece. When we start talking about e-commerce, it is really about leveraging our cross-border capability from filling cargo space in our flights now to doing last mile fulfillment not for cross-border, but even for home delivery. Whether it is for cosmetics, for fresh grocery, and now also restaurant delivery. We are building our e-commerce platform to ensure that we actually start having higher velocity, having customers for a right to come back to our platform to browse and to buy. And what we do is by having guaranteed delivery service. And I'll go into that a little bit more. The beauty that we have as we actually own an airline, as we start focusing on cross-border delivery, is that we are already servicing 2nd and 3rd tier cities. That means that we are able to go and cut down delivery time from 7 to 10 working days, which is a normal marketplace delivery, to basically daily, because that's how frequent we are flying to a lot of the 2nd and 3rd tier cities. Finally, the 3rd vertical is finance-led, and that is basically our digital wallet. It's also about now using loyalty points as a currency. In the past, when customers come to AirAsia.com, they can only redeem their loyalty points on flight. We have now democratized all points so that not only can you redeem for flights, you can also go and redeem it for your perfume, you can redeem it for your potato and zucchini. Everything that you can now purchase on AirAsia.com, you can use your loyalty points as a currency. And that's not all. We are also looking at basically big point exchange. We are now looking at how do we go and start using points exchange program to start building a wider ecosystem. We have already signed up with True Digital in Thailand. We've signed up with quite a few of the marketplaces, VIP, Alibaba in China, so that the points that you gain on other ecosystems, you can now exchange it and burn it on AirAsia.com. All of these 3 verticals will be underpinned by our media group. Many people will think that, oh, you know, when we talk about digital media, it's only about AirAsia.com homepage. AirAsia.com actually has 40,000 pages. And because of the big data that we have, we are now able to go and serve targeted ads so that if we know that a consumer is actually checking out flights from KL going to Osaka, On the landing page of the flight search, we would be able to go and show Shinkansen pass that originates in Osaka, hotels that actually is for Osaka vicinity for the airport. So we can be a lot more predictive and targeted in also the ads and the data that we serve to our customer. Let me go and show you some illustration. And it's not just narrative when we talk about the 17 new lines of business. We now already have them extended and launched across Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, and also in Indochina. Just then I mentioned about ease of use. What are consumers looking for in the new post-COVID reality? The top two consideration set is about safety of travel and about flexibility of travel. As we start talking about flexibility of travel, we need to go and start thinking about the offer and the choice that's available, the flexibility of date change, and also the value of the offers that we are putting through. So when you look at the ease of use that we have actually launched under the products that we've launched under ease of use, the first one is about now being brand neutral. As an OTA, we can't just be selling AirAsia tickets. We need to be able to go and be brand neutral and start selling all the airlines that's available. We have a strategic partnership with Kiwi.com, and we are now doing direct API with some of the Middle Eastern carriers, including Turkish Airlines, that we're doing a strategic partnership, so that on AirAsia.com, you can now fly to 3,000 destinations across 700 airlines, not just for AirAsia. The second offer that we have launched, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it, is about the unlimited flight pass. Now we can talk about you buy now at a really, really sweet price, and you can fly as many times as you want for the rest of the year. As you can all imagine, international borders are not open yet. We are still not sure whether we can establish a lot of the regional reciprocal bubbles, with some of the ASEAN countries. We're still working very hard on that with our government relations team. We need to go and give consumers the flexibility that they can purchase a particular pass and they can fly whenever they want. And the date change is now free of charge. So when we launched this in both Malaysia, in Thailand, and we just recently launched that in Philippines, we have sold over 200,000 of the passes. And we're extending unlimited to beyond just flight to also hotel rooms. Because you can imagine within the travel industry, not only do we have a lot of unsold inventory, hotels also have a lot of unsold inventory as well. The third piece is about bundling. We have a secret weapon called Snap, whereby we are able to go and bundle our unsold flights with directly sourced hotels so that we can actually go into the market with the best price guarantee. We started establishing one day, Wednesday. Every Wednesday is a crazy Snap day, whereby we do flash sale. And you can imagine everybody within KL, they just can't wait to go and fly again. And so we started doing Langkawi special deals. Within 4 hours, we are able to go and sell 2,000 room nights in 4 hours. As we start looking about frequency of use, it's really about our e-commerce. Again, we do not want to become any of the other marketplace. We just want to make sure that we have guaranteed authentic products that we can sell and home delivered to you. Now, whilst you can't travel, duty-free can still be home delivered to you. We are also offering guaranteed delivery services 1 hour within Klang Valley, whether it's for fresh grocery or also for restaurant food delivery. If we go to the next slide, as you can imagine, for us to go from cargo belly space to basically able to go and deliver to home, we need to go and onboard a lot of delivery partners. I'm sure all of you have known that the travel industry, especially the aviation industry, has been hardly hit. And we also have furlough staff. We have been very, very intentional in repurposing a lot of our cabin crew and a lot of our ground staff to become delivery partners, so that not only can they actually continue to work for AirAsia, we also continue to go and build our business with all the all-stars that has been very loyal and that has been working with us for many years. Over the lockdown period, we have not wasted a crisis. We have been able to onboard 2,000 independent local SMEs, and we run a program called SOS, Save Our Shop. A lot of the physical retailers have to go and close their shop. We now basically transform them into e-tailers onto our platform, AirAsia Shop, AirAsia Food, AirAsia Fresh, so that now they would be able to go and sell their produce, not in a physical environment, but on our own platform, commission-free. And over the past 6 months, we also have done 1,000+ cargo flights and humanitarian aid flights for repatriation, as well as sending medical aids to different countries in need. Going to the next slide. One of the disruptive innovation that we have is about healthcare. We have also launched AirAsia Health, whereby from online discovery of what medical treatments are available to the initial consultation, confirming your booking, all the way to arranging travel arrangements, everything can now be done online. We just launched that in October, and we now have 4 different products that we are selling and also arranging for consumers. COVID test is one, health screening, doing IVF fertility tests. Malaysia is actually the 8th largest foreign patient medical tourism hub in the world. And we also have aesthetics. Finally, the reason why we are very confident that we can achieve all the above and pivot from an airline to become the next super app is because the power of our big data. Not just within AirAsia.com, but across the entire ecosystem, because the ingestion of data is not just restricted to AirAsia.com, but across all the other affiliate entities within the AirAsia group, which allows us to have a very rich, multifocal...
All right, Karen, I'm afraid we are running on a tight schedule.
Thank you very much.